In the 1950s, Bill Sharman was one of the greatest shooters in the NBA, teaming up with Bob Cousy to form the top backcourt of the era. A four-time champion with the Boston Celtics, Sharman is also a Hall of Famer as a coach, adding another title to his resume with the 1972 Lakers.
Throw the most spectacular shot you'll ever see, the length of the floor.
You know, Bill Sharman started with the Celtics. Of course, everybody knows Bill Sharman. Who doesn't know Bill Sharman? Yeah, I mean, those guys, back then, I was younger and I loved sports. The only time you got a chance to see, for me in northern Minnesota, was during the finals. And needless to say, the Celtics were in the finals quite a bit.
Bill Sharman, All-American from the University of Southern California, stands 6 feet 2 inches and weighs 190 pounds. Bill is the deadliest shot in the game from any point within 20 feet of the basket and the most accurate foul shooter in professional history.
He was offensively, he was the best possible player to team with. Moved constantly, which made him an easy target and very difficult to guard. I think may be the best all-around athlete that at least I've ever been associated with. He went up with the Dodgers momentarily, but he played good, solid AAA ball. I think he went to the National Junior Tennis Championships in high school. He momentarily became a golf pro.
There's Sharman jump shooting, and he's got that two-pointer.
Leader, great leader. I thought he was the epitome of Celtic pride, the legacy of the Boston Celtics. That's how I would describe Bill Sharman.
Bill Sharman, one of the greatest free throw scorers in NBA history, is an outstanding example. He breathes deeply to relax his muscles, flexes his wrist, and works the ball up on his fingertips, and most important of all, he concentrates on the basket.
Bill set the league record for free throw shooting, I think, at that time. I mean, he never missed a free throw when he went to the foul line. You talk about the league's beginning and everything. There was a guy that played his role and could do it and do it very well.
Sean, Bill Sharman had a key link to two storied franchises who didn't necessarily care for each other.
Well, you're talking about the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers. If you're looking for that link, a lot of people might say, yeah, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, okay, that's fine, but we're looking for one player, one man. Bill Sharman played for the Celtics in the 50s. He was in the backcourt mate with Bob Cousy, had a great career for the Celtics. And then later on, he became head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Actually, he was a coach of the Lakers when they went on the 33-game win streak and won the championship in 1972. Later on, became an executive with the Lakers. So all told, that link, winning 10 championships with the Celtics and Lakers, I would think he would be the one link, the one and only link between those two storied franchises.
Absolutely, and playing such a key role with both franchises, as you mentioned, winning championships in different capacities. He also is in the Hall of Fame as a player and a coach. How impressive is that?
Well, it is impressive because not only is a player and a coach, but he was also a successful executive. So can you imagine having a professional basketball career? Great player, great coach, great executive, and win 10 championships. I would say that that's an amazing, amazing career for Bill Sharman.
When Bill Sharman became coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, it was obvious from the start that he meant business.
Here was a coach for the Boston Celtics that beat us to death in the 60s, and how could he coach this team? And so he came here with Casey Jones and two Celtics coaching the Lakers, and it just happened.
One of the real things that he brought to the club that year was the early morning shoot-arounds. Which, everybody was unaccustomed to. And, he just sort of said, well, let's try it, and if, let's see how it works. And if it doesn't work, then we can always make an adjustment. That was sort of his way of saying, we're going to have it.
Bill Sharman, the master architect of the new Los Angeles Lakers.